There's a quiet fear that lives in many hearts after the age of 65. It doesn't always scream. It whispers at the doctor's office, in the silence after a phone call, or when a friend says, "Did you hear? She was diagnosed." It's the fear of cancer. Because no matter how young we feel inside, our bodies begin to change with age. Our immune system weakens, cellular damage adds up, and suddenly that word cancer doesn't feel distant anymore. Statistics confirm what many older adults already feel. The risk of developing cancer rises dramatically after 65. In fact, nearly 60% of new cancer cases occur in people over 65. But here's the truth no one tells you. You're not powerless. You're not just waiting for bad news. You still have choices, and one of the most powerful is sitting right on your plate. Yes, food. Not just calories, not just something to keep your stomach full, but medicine, defense, protection. Because every bite you take is either fighting disease or feeding it. And the question becomes, what if your daily meals are quietly hurting you or quietly saving you? You don't need a complicated supplement routine. You don't need exotic ingredients. You just need to know what works, especially as your body ages, as your cells become more vulnerable, and as your time becomes more precious. In this video, we'll walk together through 5 simple foods, backed by research, trusted by experts, and easy to find, that may help prevent cancer after 65. But before we begin, stay with me. Because most people hear the word food and click away. They think they've heard it all. But the way we'll talk about it here, from the science to the soul, might just change the way you look at every meal from now on. Why food becomes a matter of life and death after 65K. At 25, you could skip meals, eat fast food, and still feel fine. At 45, you might have started noticing a slower metabolism. But after 65, food becomes more than fuel, it becomes a lifeline. Here's why. As we age, our body doesn't just slow down, it changes at a cellular level. Your immune system doesn't respond as quickly. Cells take longer to repair, inflammation becomes more common and more dangerous, and free radicals, those unstable molecules that damage DNA, multiply quietly in the background. This is the perfect storm that allows diseases like cancer to develop. But food can change that. Not just any food, the right food. Anti-inflammatory, antioxidant-rich foods don't just help you feel better. They fight at the microscopic level, neutralizing damage, supporting your body's defenses, and slowing down what once seemed inevitable. But here's the problem. Many people over 65 fall into dangerous eating habits without realizing it. They eat less, but often less of the wrong things. White bread, sugary coffee, overcooked meat, processed snacks that are soft and easy to chew but heavy with chemicals, preservatives, and inflammation. And then they wonder why their energy dips, why recovery takes longer, why illness creeps in despite not eating that much. Because it's not about how much you eat. It's about what you eat. And every day after 65 is a new opportunity to protect your future or feed the very things you fear. But there's good news. You don't have to overhaul everything. You just have to start one food at a time. And the first one, it might already be in your fridge, waiting to change your life. Food number 1, broccoli, the tiny tree that fights back. It looks like a tree on your plate. Simple, green, ordinary. But broccoli may be one of the most powerful cancer-fighting foods on Earth. And yet, so many people ignore it. Especially after 65, when appetite changes, teeth may be sensitive, and cooking becomes a chore. Broccoli often disappears from the plate. But it shouldn't. Because this humble vegetable holds within it a compound called sulforaphane. A molecule so potent, scientists have called it a natural enemy of cancer cells. What does sulforaphane do? It targets abnormal cells, it reduces inflammation, it helps the body detox at a cellular level. In lab studies, it has even slowed the growth of breast, prostate, colon, and lung cancer cells. All that, from a vegetable, most people push aside. But not all broccoli is created equal. And here's where it gets practical. How you cook it matters. Overcooking, boiling it until it's mushy, destroys much of the sulforaphane. The best way? Light steaming for 3 to 4 minutes, still bright green, still slightly crisp. This keeps the compound intact and makes it easier to digest. Here's a tip few people know. Adding mustard seeds or a small amount of raw broccoli sprouts to your dish dramatically increases the sulforaphane absorption. Why? Because they contain an enzyme that unlocks the compound's full potential. Even a few bites a day can help. Broccoli soup, light stir-fry, steamed and drizzled with olive oil and lemon. Now you might think, can one vegetable really make a difference? Well, imagine this. A cancer researcher was once asked what he eats every week without fail. He didn't say supplements. He didn't say rare herbs. He said broccoli every Sunday. He wasn't eating it because it's trendy. He was eating it because after seeing thousands of patients, he knew that what we put on our plate matters more than most people realize. So don't overlook the small green tree. It might be the quiet warrior your body has been waiting for. Food number 2, blueberries, the sweet shield for aging cells. They're small, blue, sweet, and often seen as a simple snack. But blueberries are far more than a topping for oatmeal or a decoration on a dessert. They are a powerhouse of protection, especially for those over 65. Why? Because as we age, our cells accumulate damage from something called oxidative stress, a silent process that weakens DNA, speeds aging, and opens the door to diseases like cancer. Blueberries are packed with anthocyanins, a deep blue pigment that acts as a natural antioxidant. These compounds don't just make blueberries beautiful, they neutralize free radicals and reduce inflammation that contributes to tumor growth. In a study published by the Journal of Agricultural and Food Chemistry, blueberries were shown to slow the development of precancerous cells in the breast and colon. Other studies link regular blueberry consumption to lower risks of cognitive decline and heart disease, conditions that often accompany aging and increase overall vulnerability. But here's what makes blueberries so ideal for older adults. They're easy to chew. They require no prep. They can be eaten fresh, frozen, or blended, and they taste good without added sugar. Need a simple breakfast idea? Try this: oatmeal, a handful of blueberries, a sprinkle of walnuts. That's brain food, that's heart food, that's anti-cancer food. Want to increase the impact? Choose wild blueberries if you can find them. They're smaller but contain almost twice the antioxidant power of regular ones. And don't fall for blueberry-flavored yogurts and cereals. They often contain more sugar than benefit. Choose real fruit, real color, real defense. Blueberries don't just help you live longer, they help you live with clarity, energy, and sweetness, without fear. So the next time you open your fridge, reach for the tiny blue gems. They might be doing more for your health than your last doctor's visit. Food number 3, garlic, nature's most powerful medicine in disguise. You've smelled it in kitchens, you've tasted it in sauces, but did you know that garlic, yes, plain, everyday garlic, has been used for over 5,000 years as a healing tool? And modern science is now catching up with what ancient cultures already knew. Garlic isn't just a flavor booster. It's a natural defense system, especially for people over 65. The magic ingredient? Allicin, a compound released when garlic is chopped, crushed, or chewed. Allicin is nature's own antibacterial, antifungal, and anti-cancer warrior. Studies from the National Cancer Institute show that people who consume garlic regularly have a reduced risk of cancers of the stomach, colon, esophagus, pancreas, and breast. How? Garlic helps detoxify the body, reduce oxidative stress, and prevent the activation of cancer-causing compounds. But like broccoli, how you prepare it matters. To get the full cancer-fighting effect, you need to crush the garlic and let it sit for 10 minutes before cooking. This waiting time allows the allicin to fully form. Then you can cook it lightly, don't burn it, or add it raw to salads, dips, or toast. 1 clove a day can make a difference. But here's a caution. Some older adults take blood-thinning medication. Garlic has mild blood-thinning effects too, so always check with your doctor before using it as a daily supplement. Still, there's no denying its power. It's cheap, it's widely available, and in some cultures, a fresh clove of garlic is eaten every morning, not for taste, but for protection. So while it may leave a scent on your breath, what it leaves in your body is even more important. Resilience. Don't underestimate the little white bulb. It might be small, but it fights like a warrior. Food number 4. Tomatoes, the bright red armor against cancer. They're in your salads, your sauces, your soups. But behind their bright red color, tomatoes are hiding a secret weapon, one that becomes even more important after age 65. That weapon is called lycopene, a powerful antioxidant found in high amounts in tomatoes. And lycopene isn't just good for your skin or your heart. It has been closely linked to lower risks of several cancers, especially prostate, lung, and stomach cancer. Here's why this matters for older adults. As you age, your body's ability to fight off abnormal cell growth declines. But lycopene helps by neutralizing the oxidative stress and chronic inflammation that can quietly lead to the formation of tumors. In one study published by the Journal of the National Cancer Institute, men who consumed 10 or more servings of tomato-based products per week had a 35% lower risk of developing prostate cancer. And here's something fascinating. Cooked tomatoes are even more powerful than raw. That's right. When you cook tomatoes, the lycopene becomes easier for your body to absorb. So a bowl of tomato soup or a warm pasta sauce with olive oil can be even more beneficial than a raw tomato slice in a sandwich. But not all tomato products are equal. Watch out for processed ketchup and canned sauces loaded with added sugar and salt. Instead, choose homemade tomato sauce, oven-roasted tomatoes, tomato paste and olive oil, low-sodium canned tomatoes with no additives. And if you're wondering how to add more to your day, try starting the morning with an omelet topped with diced tomatoes, or blend roasted tomatoes into a light soup before dinner. They're vibrant, flavorful, and full of hidden strength. Tomatoes are more than just a kitchen staple. They're a shield, especially when combined with healthy fats like olive oil that boost absorption. So the next time you pass by a tomato, don't just see a fruit. See a silent guardian, ready to protect you from the inside out. Food number 5. Green tea, the gentle elixir with hidden strength. It's warm, it's calming, and it has been part of ancient rituals for thousands of years. But beyond the comfort of a cup, green tea holds some of the most remarkable anti-cancer properties known to science, especially for those navigating the later chapters of life. The secret? A compound called EGCG, epigallocatechin gallate. EGCG is a potent antioxidant that doesn't just reduce inflammation, it helps inhibit the growth of cancer cells and even encourages them to self-destruct in laboratory studies. It also protects DNA from damage and supports the liver's ability to detoxify the body. Research published in the Journal of Clinical Nutrition has found that regular green tea drinkers have a lower risk of developing breast, prostate, colorectal, and liver cancers. Some studies even show that seniors who drink green tea daily may live longer and suffer fewer chronic diseases. And the beauty of green tea? It's gentle, no chewing, no prep, just hot water, a tea bag or leaves, and time. But there are a few things to keep in mind. Steep it properly. Let the water cool for 1 to 2 minutes after boiling. Too hot water destroys EGCG. Avoid adding milk. It can bind to the antioxidants and reduce their effect. Limit sugar. Many bottled teas are filled with sweeteners that undo the benefits. 2 to 3 cups a day is a good range for most older adults. And if you want an even stronger option, try matcha, a finely ground green tea powder where you consume the whole leaf. It contains more EGCG than regular steeped tea and provides a calm focus that many people over 65 find soothing in a distracted world. One more thing to remember. Choose organic, high-quality tea whenever possible. Pesticide residues in cheap teas can do more harm than good. So what's the takeaway? A cup of green tea isn't just a routine, it's a ritual of defense. A small, quiet act of care for your aging body, a moment of warmth that fights illness long before symptoms ever appear. Sip it slowly, let it calm your heart, and know that with every cup, you're choosing to protect your future. If you've made it this far, you already know something that many people your age have never been told. That food, real, simple, healing food, is not just something we enjoy, it's something that shapes the rest of our lives. We often think of cancer as random, a silent attacker we have no control over. But the truth is, every meal, every bite, every small daily habit is a vote for your future health or against it. And after 65, those votes matter more than ever, because this is the time when your body isn't just aging, it's revealing the sum of decades of choices. But that doesn't mean it's too late. It means the power to change is still in your hands. Let's recap. Broccoli with its cancer-fighting sulforaphane. Blueberries, the sweet protectors of your cells. Garlic, ancient and powerful in its quiet way. Tomatoes with their bright lycopene shield. And green tea, calming yet fierce in what it defends. 5 simple foods, no expensive supplements, no strange powders, just natural, accessible, time-tested nourishment. So start with one, add it to your week, then another. And slowly, you're not just changing your diet, you're reclaiming your health, your energy, your confidence. Because aging doesn't have to mean decline. It can mean awareness, wisdom, and yes, protection. And if you found something helpful in this video, if a part of you feels hopeful again, then this is just the beginning. Subscribe to our channel, Golden Pathways, where every week we bring you stories, tools, and truths to help you age with grace, power, and peace. Your body is still listening. Let's give it something worth remembering.